You know, lizards like lettuce.
I like this and this. I like eating everything. I got an English cucumber.
You eating straight up turmeric?
Yeah. So good. I love it so much.
People often ask me how I got my son to enjoy eating healthy foods. Well, I'll be doing a separate video on this, but part of the answer is that I've included him in the cooking process since he was very little.
Okay. You cut your first orange in half all by himself.
I chopped up the tomatoes and onions. I love just straight up onion.
He was very young. What I called helping in the kitchen was in reality a major inconvenience. Messes were everywhere and the process took 4 times as long. That being said, we really had a great time together and he could connect with his meals, knowing exactly how they were made and knowing that he actually contributed to making it. Eating something that you make from scratch can be a pretty empowering feeling, especially for a toddler who is already so adamant about proving their independence.
We're one! Independence means we die!
As we would make meals over the years, I began allowing him to do more and more in the kitchen. We began giving him the option to make his breakfast completely on his own. And now that he's 6, he genuinely helps out in the kitchen, and he really does enjoy our morning routine. After morning snuggles, the first thing we do when we get up for the day is we make our beds and we brush our teeth. Then we head into the kitchen. The first thing we do is empty the dishwasher. Now I put everything away that's sharp and high up and he handles the rest. We can probably knock it out in under 2 minutes. Next, while I do laundry or prepare breakfast for my husband and I, my son gets started on juicing our celery juice that we have every morning. Cheers. And when he's done with that, we'll drink it together and then I'll take apart the juicer and clean it while he gets started on his hummus recipe. What are we making?
Some hummus.
What are you grabbing first?
Sesame seeds, onion.
Now I keep everything in this drawer so that he can reach everything that he needs.
So this is tofu. Now some tempeh and some lemons. The blender.
Keep the recipe on the wall, just in case.
I just follow it all the time.
All right, so what first? What do we put in the hummus first?
Tempeh.
How much?
1/2.
1/2, which another way of thinking about that is 1 divided by
2.
Divided by 2, that's right. Kitchen is a fabulous place to teach math, particularly when it comes to fractions. As a child, it was really difficult for me to understand that a half was bigger than an eighth. If someone had just handed me measuring cups, I would have understood it a whole lot sooner.
1/4 tofu.
Are you drinking lemon?
I love just straight up onion.
Teaching kitchen safety rules and using safe tools like these knives have really helped us keep him safe in the kitchen while cutting up foods, doing dishes, and cooking in general. Oh my goodness.
Yummy. 1/4 cup onion. Oh, making a mess. Now I would like the camera to see.
Okay.
These are sesame seeds. These are sesame seeds. These are sesame seeds. And just
Ooh, smelling sesame seeds.
First I'm using oregano.
What's the tip for getting these leaves off, you think?
I'm going the opposite direction as the leaves go.
Okay, that makes it easier to pull them off.
Yes. I think I'm gonna use a little more.
Well, it's your hummus. You can make it taste however you want. What are you putting in now?
Rosemary.
He loves this hummus recipe that I make him, so I wrote it down for him, and he would follow it as best as he could. Over time, as he learned to follow it exactly, he began altering the recipes to suit his own desires, which is the most fun part of making your own food.
Placing it on the blending machine. All right, what? As much as I want it to be blunt.
You don't want it more than that?
Not really.
Okay.
I think this day I want it a little crunchy.
All right, so we use this.
Yeah. Ooh. Let me get it. Come out. Boom, baby. Boom, baby.
Now I will actually let him do this because the only way you get good at this is through practice.
I also like to flatten it out. Sauerkraut.
How much sauerkraut do you normally like to add?
I just always do it different. Ah! My crackers.
You just focus on this. Ooh. Taste test. Is it good?
Yeah.
And how does it feel knowing that you made this completely on your own?
Good. Really good.
Really good.
Feels rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Good work, Jack. I'm proud of you. Boom. So if you plan to let your kids learn how to make food on their own, expect a mess. Expect a big mess.
Allow them to make messes. What we did to mitigate them is by allowing them to understand the natural consequences of messes. And what's the one way we all understand the natural consequences of messes? That's right. We have to clean up after ourselves. So even when he was really little, if there were messes made, I would have him help out even in little ways. Now I'm not saying have them clean up the whole thing entirely on their own. Of course, they're little, it's hard for them to do it, even effectively do it. For instance, now that Jack is 6, I'm teaching him the fine art of properly wiping up things instead of smushing it into the ground or onto the fabric, and also vacuuming. And the older he gets, the more responsibility he'll have for cleaning up his own messes. And after he's done making his hummus, we'll head over to the table and usually play some games.
And we won!
Sometimes I'm still working in the kitchen while he's eating. So when it's his turn, I'll step away and work at the stove or the sink or whatever. And then when it's my turn, I'll rush back. Thankfully, our table is pretty much in the kitchen, so it's not that difficult for me to go back and forth. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. My channel is super small. Every interaction is actually a great help. So please like and subscribe, or else.
Jack would like to show you all a magic trick before we go.
Okay. Just gonna reach in my front pocket.
What? Ew, spit that out. You've got hummus to eat. Oh.